Enceladus is first. Even if someone else was here already, Enceladus is first.
Hello. It's fucking hot again, isn't it? In much of Europe. How are we all doing? And also hello to obviously everyone watching the VODs where it might not be hot anymore. It might be cold, it might be rainy, it might be even hotter. We don't know. Well, if you're watching this VOD from 10 years in the future where this is the normal winter temperature, what we're experiencing now, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. How are we all doing anyway? I hope everyone's had a fantastic weekend and a good start to their week. Let's go and say hello to everyone in chat. Right now we have Andy Sloan, we have Enceladus, who is first, even though Andy was here before him. Enceladus is first. We have Rosa, welcome in. We have Bovanoid. And here comes the sun, who's watching my house. Sol, you're watching my house. What's going on with that? You're watching my house. We have Bandit, who is here on a 55 stream streak. Thank you so much, Bandit. Thank you so much for that. Let's bring the Spotify back for you. 55 streams. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. Here we have Lamode. Hello, Lamode. Welcome in. And, of course, hello to Fred and Malika as well. How is everyone doing? I hope you're all keeping cool and hydrated, even if you're not in a particularly hot area. Keep cool and hydrated. Take care of yourselves. Make sure that you are keeping yourselves safe and well. Today, we're going to be doing some more Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. We are feels like we're getting close to the end. I'm not going to do what I did with Octopath and start predicting every week that there's going to be maybe 2 streams left for about 2 months. But we're close to the end. We're definitely close to the end. Bovanoid says it's 14 degrees there in Finland. Still sweating like a humanoid, ew, at the gym. Hello, Missy. Welcome in. How are you doing, Missy? Can we have a shout out for Missy, please? Eating and lurking. What are you eating? It's the rules. You've got to tell us what you're eating, Missy. Lamode finished her gardening today, even with that little kitten getting in the way. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Or did Fred scare the kitten off because he was jealous? You're eating chicken nuggets. Of course, chicken nuggets best thing. Delicious. They're the best thing to eat. If I could survive on just chicken nuggets, I would probably eat just chicken nuggets. Call him Mr. James. Mr. James Ether is here. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well as well. If we can drop a shout out for Mr. James Ether as well. 90% of Missy's food groups is chicken nuggets. Yeah, I can see it. It's not like it's... I would do it. But Kizzy would be mad at me. I think Kizzy would be mad at me if I just ate that much of just chicken nuggets. Alright, so we are going to be doing some Lorelei and the Laser Eyes today. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes is a puzzle game that we are coming towards the end of. I'm just going to pop in my YouTube so you can see my general YouTube. There is the first link that it's given you for my general YouTube channel. But the specific playlist for this game is also there as well. Thank you for the shout out for Sol as well. The specific playlist for this is there so you can go back and specifically watch what I've been doing in this. Because some of what I'm doing now relies on the stuff that we did before. I do tend to talk through it anyway. But it's definitely a... It's an involved puzzle game. There's a lot of different... Is Bandit streaming? We're about to get quizzical, says Mr. James Ether. Bandit, I'm going to have to follow you. Hold on. Bandit? Am I following you already? I might be following you already. No? Yes, I'm already following you. That's fine. Right. We are about to get quizzical. We're about to get... Let's get quizzical. Quizzical. In fact, we are starting off with... We're probably going to start... Well, actually, we're going to start off with petting a dog. Let's jump over to the game. And it's been found out. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'll have to look into that because I've not been getting notifications. Although I think I've turned all Twitch notifications off on my phone because I follow so many people and a lot of them stream at the same time. And I'll get like 10. Usually it's often while I'm streaming as well. So I just get like bum 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 bum. Here's like 15 different people have started streaming, by the way. I do like to support the people that I'm following. But I don't like my phone going bing. I'm one of those people. One of those people, I think we're called millennials, who doesn't like the sound of our phones going off. Yeah. So, the first thing we're going to do today, as always, is pet Rudy because he's a heckin' good boy. Hi, Rudy. Hi, Rudy. Yeah. Good boy. Right, then we're going to go back to... how are we doing? Our bladder's full. We're going to go to the bathroom. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the bathroom. Puppy, says Bovinoid. I mean, why is it even a question? Of course we're going to not. Of course we're going to wash our hands. I don't know what happens if you don't. I kind of want to not just to see what happens. Shall we not just to see what happens? I mean, there's nothing on here about how there's just stress level, which I haven't seen influence anything yet. And temperature as well. But so caffeine lets us move faster, and then the more coffee we drink, the more our bladder fills up, and when the bladder's full, we can't have more coffee. Is how that works. I kind of want to see what happens if I use the bathroom and don't wash my hands. Always wash your hands when you use the bathroom. Always. I hear... Is anything going on? Is anything... There's no... Is the world going to collapse? No? Okay. Maybe it's going to be a stat at the end. I feel like it's going to affect something unexpected. Like, oh, you didn't wash your hands. You went to the toilet this one time. Or there'll be a stat at the end of how many times you washed your hands after going to the toilet. Oh, you can put the jacket on. Okay, it's probably a bit warm inside. And that'll affect the temperature. We might need that at some point. So we're going to head over into the creepy mirror maze. The mind maze. And we're there. At the point where we last exited it, we should be. So, we finished off last time by collecting all the keys, I believe. I think we have all 9 keys that were hidden in the maze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so those keys open rooms that give us solutions to... allow us to work out the solutions to open some lockboxes, and the lockboxes give us information to speak to the weird lady who's in our bed. Which then gives us codes that I believe are for the supercomputer in the basement. But there are a few objectives, such as, mostly for trophies is my interest in them, but correctly answering all the questions posed to you by the strange men down here is one of them. And they're just basically questions of how thorough have you been, and can you remember to where to look up the answers to the questions. But they will let us get to the center of the maze, I believe, as well, which could have something nice in it, or it could be just incredibly weird and creepy. Like a lot of this game. Here we go. Here's one of them. Septimus Decimus. 710. Play safe and never pass. Gamble to pass or perish. In which 1962 issue of Cinema Ocio can you read a review of Un Animal Terrible? Allow my contemplation, brother. Although, from the wording of the trophy for answering these, I think you're supposed to to only come down here once you have the answer to all of them. Which will be a shame, but I can do it again. It's fine. 1960s. I can't remember what he asked me now. Let's go back. Hold on. We can ask him to... Which 1962 issue of Cinema Ocio? Okay. So... 1962 issue of Cinema Ocio. 1959. Cinema Sostentuo. I'm not finding the information there. Is it here? As Ronaldo is left by his wife and children, he cuts out the eyes of the family cat Lucia in a fit of revengeful rage. Oh wow, what a dickhead. Okay. No, that's not going to tell us. Magazines. Cinema Ocio, issue 4. Issue 4. There we go. Correct. And he's gone. How am I getting on in the hotel, Seth? I'm doing all right. And Salados. I did say hello to you already, didn't I? Yes. I'm doing okay. I'm in the weird mirror maze section at the moment, just trying to answer all the questions. Oh, you mean this hotel? Jesus, because I'm in a hotel. I'm in an actual hotel in real life. I wish this hotel was as interesting as this hotel. Fuck. Oh, it's okay. It's all right. The actual physical hotel that I'm currently in. Yes. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's a travel lodge, so it is that, but I'm doing all right. Thank you. And next Monday, so I think these might be the last 3 questions. Next Monday I have the tribunal that's going to decide my fate. And we'll see how that goes. How many journeyed in silk robes and tattered rags, in gilded wagons and on bloody souls? That is either a reference to one of the films, or in post-war Dusseldorf, the homeless Rudy looks for his blind dog Lazarus in the ruined city. As Rudy realizes that dogs have more value than him, he transforms himself into a Labrador. The Labrador in the game is called Rudy. But this is just an in-game movie, right? It's not a... what else could it be referring to? It could be referring to the... Oh, where is it? Where would it be? The 4 horsewomen of the apocalypse. It could be something to do with that. 4th rider. This is just the riders. No. What's he asking? How many journeyed in silk robes and tattered rags, in gilded wagons, and On Bloody Souls. I don't know if we have that information. We might have to come back to this one. I think we're going to have to go back to that one. Let's have a look at the others. What date in January was the first Monday of 1847? Now we should have that. Lunar phases of 1847. Nope, it's not in the lunar phases. And we could probably just look this up. The first Monday of 1847. It's not in the lunar phases. I mean, I could just look it up, right? I mean, looking at a calendar's not cheating, surely? He's just asking a real-world question. First Monday in 1847. It's January the 4th. I mean, just looking at a calendar's okay, right? Not if we get it wrong. Ooh, money. Got $32. Oh, there's another one. There's another one? Gamble to pass or perish. How many years did Lorenzo the Great walk on this earth? How many years did Lorenzo the Great walk on this earth? I might not have that information. Lorenzo the Great. Hello, Glitched. Welcome in. Miss James Ether says, warning chat, don't go sticking your hands into random holes. And Glitched says, random holes can be adventures. Okay. Lorenzo the Great. I don't think we know. I'm not sure about this one. Just going to look at my notes, my very, very jumbled, incoherent notes on the game. I don't think we know right now. So I'm going to go back from that. And hello, Sith Vampiro, welcome in. Can we get a shout out for Sith, please? Leave through that door there, and then when I come back in, we'll be here. Let's see what this question... Did we try that one? We tried this one, didn't we? Is there anything up here for us? Or is this just from whence we came? I think this is just from whence we came, isn't it? Okay. See if we can answer this one. How many paintings are included in the work Himmelskorper? Right, we should have that. Himmelskorper. Maybe not. Okay. So the questions are Himmelskorper, although I'm going to very quickly, number of works, I'm going to very quickly see if that's one of the things that Lorelei worked on, which we would have in the... Oh, where would they be? Is it books? Yes, the biography pages. Himmelskorper, nope. 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 No mention of Himmelskorper in any of those. Okay, so he wants to know about Himmelskorper. I'll come back to that. He wants to know Lorenzo the Great age. Lorenzo the Great age. And the other one that we have wants to know silk robes, tattered rags, etc. Tattered rags, etc. Okay. I think I'm supposed to answer all of these questions first time for a trophy, because the wording of the trophy is something like whilst maintaining your composure, and so saying "oh no, don't shoot me" maybe is not considered maintaining your composure, but we'll see. Right, we're going to do a save. And then what do we have? Which rooms do we still have to go into? We've gone everywhere down here. I don't know if we've solved everything down here, but we've gone everywhere. So we have the keys for these rooms now. 1973, 1963, 1982. Those are the last places for us to go. So let's have a look. We'll go up the... Is that not on? That is on, right? Yeah. We'll have a coffee so we can move a bit faster. And we'll go up and have a look in room 2. 1970, room 2. Floor 2, room 1973. One of these more recent keys that we have. Right. So the 1973 puzzle box would be the one that's just the straight line of 10 buttons like that. We need to work out which of those buttons represent 1, 9, 7 and 3. Let's have a look at the sign here. Mixed media installation. With a simple brush stroke, the artist shows us the importance of art. Whether young or old, big or small, our lives are not complete without it. This seems to be the theory of 1973. I kind of understand. So you've got a... Is that 9? Are we saying that's 9? Like, how far do I zoom in? It could be 6. That could be 5. That's 2. How far am I meant to zoom in? I feel like the far left is 9. Because it just kind of fits very nicely there. And then we've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 options. I'm not sure about... Whoops. This could be the 6. Like that. I would suggest that that's the 5. There's not a way to kind of make it be 9. And the other one is probably 9. That could be 5, like a quite stylized 5. So I'm going to suggest that that's 5. This one is 2, obviously, because you zoom in and that fits almost perfectly. That's the 2. The next one is going to be 7. I mean, is it 1? With like that kind of 1, I'm going to guess. Suggest that could be 1. And this will be... I'd say this is 8. Because that comes all the way across. I only need the 1, 9, 7 and 3. But we want to check them all. I mean... Is there something I can do to the camera? Because some of these just aren't quite... What would that be? 3, possibly. But... And that's very obviously 0. And that's quite easily a 4. So I think that's a 3. It's a dodgy 3, but I think that's a 3. So we want the 1, 9 and 7 and 3. And we're going to take that information and keep it noted. So this is 1973. And we'll go to the other rooms first, because all of these want us to go into the same room once we've got the other ones as well. I think it's only one more room of these, right? 2 more. 1963 and 1982. We just need to go up 1 floor in the elevator to reach those. Glitched is asking, may we presume that with my experience in escape rooms, these sorts of puzzles are feeding my imagination? As in, for escape rooms, I've not designed any escape rooms as yet, but I do have a project that I'm working on that these sort of puzzles are definitely a sort of personal project that I'm working on hoping to maybe turn into something one day, that these kind of puzzles are definitely feeding absolutely 100%. It's all in my mind. It's interesting. 1982. Every day we visit parallel realities on our screens. In 1982, the artist employs the idea to show us how we can perceive the same space in different ways. The work itself leaves us wondering about which is most true, the reality around us or the one on our screens. Oh no, Glitch, don't worry, it didn't sound bad. I understood what you meant by it. The ideas are there and need to come out and grow. It's all here and it just needs to be... I understood what you meant. No need to apologise. Okay, so we're going to use the television. But overnight it says my mind is blank. And he won't apologise for that. Okay. So what's the image?
The Hobbit wants Seth to hydrate with water.
Hello, Hobbit, welcome in. Can we grab a book Hobbit for shout out? A shout out for Book Hobbit, please. Still water flavoured with apple and strawberry. Okay. What was I looking at? Right, 1982 is the room we're in. In 1982, Mr. James Ether saying, in 1982 no one died, in 1983 no one died, 1984 no one died, 1985 someone died, 1986 no one died, 1987 no one died, 1988 was the incident with the pigeon, 1989 no one died, in 1990 I could go on. Are you okay, James? I'm assuming it's a reference that I'm not getting. Or someone's broken James. Okay, so the 1982 puzzle box is going to have this kind of... let me grab my shot. This kind of cover on it. And I need to work out which of these are 1982 and what order. James says it's from the day-to-day when they have the piece on the swimming baths and interview the security guard. I don't think I've seen that. I might have to give that a watch. The incident with the pigeon. So I need to work out... Right, I'm going to assume that the television facing is kind of the equivalent of forwards. So we're going... Or do I? Is that what I want to assume? Is that what I want to assume? 1982? Possibly. So we're going to go... James was triggered by 1982. At least he's not being triggered by 1984. So we're going 3, 5, 8, 4, 1, 2, 9, 0, 7, 6. Which we're assuming is good, which I'm assuming is going to be going around this way. So 3, 5, 8, 4, 1, 2, 9, 0, 7, 6. So they go around like that. We just need to work out which position is the start when we get there. But that's good enough. Miss James Youth says 1984 makes me think of Room 101. Room 101 is a TV show I'd love to go on. Room 101. British TV show based on the concept of Room 101 in 1984, the place where all the restricted information is kept that you're not allowed to see. But the TV show basically has celebrities come on. Of course, I'm not a celebrity yet, but it has celebrities come on and talk about things that they don't like that can be consigned, like in a comical way, for humorous effect, that can be then consigned to Room 101. Yes. Did you find my script pages? Slide them in under the door. Oh wait, this is the Italian man. So what would it be that I dislike? I'm not sure what I'd put in there. But it would be comical things. So maybe things like people who walk too slowly in the public high street right in front of you. Oh, put them in Room 101. You know, silly things like that. Have I got all the script pages? I think I've got all of them. Let's give them all to him. Thank you, Signorina. Is that all? No, I've got all of them, so I have to do them one by one. Okay. James's single favourite item offered to Room 101 was Michael Parkinson wanted to put the thread that holds new socks together in there. Yes. Yes, that can go. The thread that holds new socks together. Glitch says, like toilet paper that is thick enough that it's hard to tear on the dotted line but not strong enough to blow you on the nose without making... Yes, that's the sort of thing you would put in Room 101. Absolutely. If you went on the show. It's that kind of stuff. Glitch gets it. You know, silly things that are not consequential, that are just like pet peeves, minor annoyances, but you'd frame it in a funny way as you describe it, because it's a sort of comedy panel show. I think these are all the script pages for him. I cannot thank you enough, Signorina. Come in, Signorina. Hold on. So have I done... Wait, is... One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine... Oh! Okay, I've done all of those. So this wasn't a book, this was something else. This wasn't a box, this was something else. Glitch says he thinks he's starting to understand British culture and we help way more than they could ask for. That's good, and feel free to reciprocate if you want to teach us anything about... I forget where you are. Is it Brazil? No, it's South America. Oh, he looks like he's out on opium. And he's just throwing the script pages all over the floor. Oh, these are answers to the things, right? No. Hold on. I'll come back to those. We're going to open this shortcut, multi-shortcut number 1. So the answers to how to open the shortcuts are in SC Bolt's books. Puzzle number 1, what is ZX plus Y plus Z? So we went through this book in the very first stream, not with me not understanding what the puzzles, why I was solving these puzzles. And I have noted them all down on a notepad on my phone, but we'll try and redo it now. So these are basically, I believe these are just standard dice. So I could just grab a die. I've got a lot of them over here and have a look. But that would be the 2. So this is a 2. And why is this a 2? Because the 6 has on one of its long sides a 3, its other long side a 4, and the 2 and the 5 are at the ends, but that wouldn't be the 5 because the 5 is around on that side. So that's 2. This is 1. And this is 5. And you add them all together, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8. And you can see by sort of looking at the positioning of the dots on the numbers on the top, and then deducing by what's to what side of each thing where that's going to be. So this total of these 3 is 8. Glitched says it would be slightly complicated to explain Brazilian culture, considering he's mostly alienated from normal here culture. Oh. Is that by choice, or is it unfortunate happenstance? Right, so we're going to open this, and the answer is 8. So 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's just a shortcut, but I get SC Bolt's Genius Award because I've opened all the shortcuts. Where does it lead? Well, actually, is it just a shortcut? What's up from there? Yeah, we've been up here. Thank you for the claps. I'll turn the music on here. Oh no, the music's already on here. There's a little red pencil there, I can't pick that up. Oh right, that's where we found those, because we came down from the loft. Okay. Do we do these? Let's talk to him first, because it's making us... Oh! Hi? Yeah, I'll take it, I guess. Obtained the right eye. It's not Resident Evil-like at all. Should we read these script pages? Let's grab that dollar. We'll have a look at the... There's another dollar under there. We'll have a look at these script pages. Ah, wait, they're in order. That's 2, 6, 12, 18... No, we don't have all of them. 25, but what this is doing is it's going memory recovered, so it's putting them all in to our menu, so we don't have to go back and look at them on the floor. We can look at them in here. Here we go, yes. Third eye, page 2. Let's have a quick look at chat. If Glitch says if we don't mind him sharing, don't mind sharing if you don't mind sharing. You've been in schools and universities all your life, although you've worked in labs, your free time has been mostly online, so it's an amalgamation of cartoons and games that constitutes your personal culture. I think it's fair to refer to your personal way of life a culture. I think culture is a deeply personal thing anyway, with what you feel you relate to, and I don't think anyone should be told based on what the people around them do that they have to be a part of that culture. Interior theatre, day. Smoke lies thick in the small tawdry theatre. On the hardwood stage, a magician performs. His coat is worn and mended, but once it was expensive. Lorenzo the Great. Are we going to find out how old he was here? But alas, the young Mademoiselle Henriette Dubois could not escape her sordid fate. If you like pina coladas, then you're in luck, because Kizzy, our Chief Hydration Officer, is here. Hello, Kizzy, welcome in. How is the Critical Role event? Hope you're not bored. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. while you're there. I assume it won't have actually started yet and you're just waiting for it to begin. It's atmospheric. Kizzy's in Berlin, a live Critical Role one-shot adventure. Bovinoid says, to be fair, British culture is formed by being traumatised by old kids shows and older grown-up shows. The newest thing is football hooliganism. Football hooliganism is not new. But yeah, that is... trauma is basically the culture in this country. He yanks the handle to his erythrotrope, and a silhouette of a man stabbing a woman appears on the wall. The crowd stares dumbly at the shadow, and they smile with yellow teeth made for biting. Lorenzo looks at the audience with disgust. He takes out another wheel labelled The Third Eye for Brotherhood use only. He hesitates, but puts the wheel in his contraption. Kizzy has just stepped out for a bit from the event. Is it a bit overwhelming? I can imagine there's a lot of people there, and they're probably, if it hasn't started yet, even once it has started, they're probably being quite loud with joining in. They might, I would expect a live show like that to have references that the crowd can maybe yell out with, possibly. How are things here? Things are going well. Things are going well. I've just found a skeleton with a glowing red eye that I've prized from its skull. So that's good. The next story is not meant for the likes of you. It's something I normally only show refined ladies and gentlemen. But I'll make an exception tonight. Those tired, ugly eyes of yours shall see something new. Lorenzo yanks the handle. Thousands of years ago, the third eye shone over the islands in the Far East, but one night it fell from the sky. A comet passes on the wall. Oh, wait, no, that's a stage direction, not him speaking. A comet passes on the wall. Strangely enough, it quiets down the crowd. They follow the comet while gaping and see it crash to the ground. And Kizzy says, it's busy and crowded, but they asked to be respectful and let everyone enjoy it and not to cry out and such. And people have been good about it. That's good. It's good. A human found it, and when she held it, she saw the magic of this world. She had a vision. So she painted a creature in red ochre on a cave wall. Bovinoid is trying to add sugar in the gas tank, and everybody else is behaving. Cave paintings show up all over the wall. The crowd is a bit confused by the effect. At night, the Crimson Beast awoke. It spread chaos and death and devoured the human and her people. A red monster appears. The crowd screams in terror as it attacks them. Some of them have had enough and flee the theatre. Lorenzo slows down, and the beast disappears. The story of the red creature became a legend, but the third eye lived on, and appears in the most unlikely of places to this day. That is all for tonight. You have been a wonderful audience. Go away. That's not actually me telling you to go away, by the way. You all stay. The crowd mutters and leaves. One man, better dressed and cleaner than the rest, remains in his seat. He studies Lorenzo with his cold eyes. Brother Tertius. When Lorenzo discovers his presence, his pupils dilate from fear. Interior Brotherhood Lodge, night. The room is dark. Besides the many lit brass candelabras, Lorenzo stands with his hat in hand. 50 men in robes watch him from a long table. Is this going to be... Are we going to get banned from Twitch if I read further on this? He's in a room with 50 men. And a long table. I'm sure it's not that kind of thing. At the end of the table, a stern old man ponderously strokes his sideburns. Brother Septimus. A young brother opens a mahogany case and takes out an ornate revolver and a minotaur mask. He looks over at Brother Septimus, who nods to him. The young brother puts on a mask and aims the gun at Lorenzo's head. This is what's going on in the mirror maze with us. Play safe and never pass. Gamble to pass or perish. The truth above all. Risk my life, brother. How many were our first ancient brothers? Ooh, this might be important. first. Bros, 7. 7. Correct. The seated brothers raise their goblets and drink. Young brother, what's the punishment for sharing our secrets with outsiders? Lorenzo grabs hold of the table and is about to faint. Death. Young brother, correct. Lorenzo closes his eyes, but death does not come. Under normal circumstances, you would be dead now. I'm sorry, elder brother. I was not thinking. A weariness and perhaps a crisis of faith. Forgive me, brothers. Thankfully for you, these are not normal circumstances. The time is nigh, little brother, and like in the old, we shall send 7 brothers in search of that which was lost. All brothers hold up 7 fingers. 6 have already gone searching for omens. You will be 7th, the disgraced one. Where will you send me, elder brother? Orgenwaldberg. There lives an artist in an old manor. The prophecy mentions her. Go and see, brother, if that which was lost is there. Lorenzo nods. The lady suffers from an eye condition that will ultimately render blindness. A sad fate for a painter. Take these vermilion tears. What do they do, elder brother? Nothing at all. But you will use them pretending to cure the lady. That is your guise while you search her house for the third eye. Hooves clop echoes through the dilapidated courtyard. Algae-covered statues silently await the arrival. A pale, sickly horse comes into view, pulling a wagon painted red. In a distant pass, Lorenzo walks beside the horse and leads it by its reins. Lorenzo ties the horse to an old oak. Be brave, Moors. You have nothing to fear. Wagon painted red. Lorenzo carefully approaches the front gate. He bangs the knocker. Lorenzo scans the dirty windows for any signs of life. Finally, the door creaks open, and instantly Lorenzo raises his top hat and takes a bow. A white rose appears in his hand from his hat. The miracle has arrived. An ashen woman in an expensive dress stares through him with milky eyes. Renate Schwarzwald. I do not believe in miracles. That is why you need one, Baronin. Lorenzo hands the white rose to Renate. It changes color to red. You might as well perform for the shadows. My sight is fading away. Your eyes are fading because there has been nothing to see. Weary eyes need entertainment and tired souls need miracles. Who are you? Lorenzo the Great, at your service, Baronin. A magus whose name is whispered from the shores of Zanzibar to the frosty peaks of Helsinki, known to beggars and kings alike. Well, you are not known to me. Good evening. Renate is about to shut the gate. Wait! My journey has been a long one. My horse is tired, and to be honest, so am I. Renate looks at the very sickly-looking horse. I had 4 once, during better times. But ironically, Moors is the only one who lives. Very well. Interior Orgenwaldberg Manor dining room, day. An oversized dead goose lies on the oaken dining table. Lorenzo devours his portion in a loud manner. Renate tries to hide her disgust. Is room satisfactory? Yes, I slept like a piglet. So it was not you I heard last night. Lorenzo drinks wine and coughs to buy some time. I was up briefly, yes. He takes out a small vial from his sleeve. Goose, says Enceladus. Debargther. I'm not familiar with that one, glitched. Got some ads coming up in 2 minutes if you are subject to the ads. I hope you stick around. We do 3 minutes of ads every hour to keep pre-rolls off the channel and to keep all the ads in one place. Pre-rolls are more annoying and constant breaks are also more annoying, I find. You won't miss anything. We will, for the people who are not subject for ads, I'll go to the chat screen and we'll do another truth or lie about my life. My vermilion tears, they need moonlight not to lose their magic. I took the liberty to use one of the windows in your studio. Renat looks amused. I took another liberty and studied some of your work. The portraits, of course, excellent, but I am most intrigued by the drawings of signs. My Himmelscope is sweet. The singer Elderbarg and their brother, and therefore brother, but as a Klingon. Ah. What inspired them? Magician, might I ask you a strange question? Who am I to refuse an answer? Did you see a labyrinth while you were in the park? A labyrinth? A red labyrinth. The only labyrinth I saw was the portrait of the man with the labyrinth instead of a face. Renat stands up angrily. I've made no such portrait. Your lies have ceased to amuse me. I know why you are here, and I know where to look for it. But I will hold you to your word. Lorenzo looks like he is about to assure Renat of his pure intentions. Cure my eyes. Orgenwalberg Manor, Renat's bedroom day. The curtains have been drawn. Renat lies on top of the bed, a trace of a smirk on her lips. Lorenzo looks gravely serious on the side of the bed. Are you ready for your miracle, Baronin? Hello, Hooving Girlie, welcome in. Right, we have some ads starting just now, so let's jump on over, and I might want to go back a bit in those in a moment. Right, we are going to do a truth or lie. I'm going to tell you something about my life, and you have to guess, well, potentially about my life. You have to guess whether it is true or whether it is a lie. There was something in chat earlier that prompted something for me. Let me just quickly go back a bit for a moment, very quickly. Maybe not. Maybe not. I need to give you a story. So, the story I'm going to tell you that may or may not be about my life today is when I was... Oh God, how old was I? At some point when I was at school, I was banned from detention. Is this true or is there a lie? Feel free to ask questions. You've got about 2 minutes to decide. You can put points in. You can use your channel points to gamble on it if you like. Was I banned from detention? I think I was about 14 at school, at secondary school. I got banned from detention. I was given a detention that I didn't think I... What circumstances, asked Mr. James Ether, meant you weren't allowed to go into detention? I was in detention for a reason that I didn't think I deserved, and threw a book at the teacher who was holding detention. And so I was basically never given detention again. Do we believe it? Do we believe that's something I would do? Do we believe that's something I would do now? It doesn't have to be something I would do now. Would I have done it when I was 14, potentially? We have 500 points saying truth, I believe, and 1,000 points currently saying lie. Uvian is just a teleporting accident away. Miss James Heath says that sounds like grounds for expelling to him. Oh, I guess. Depends how heavy the book is and if it hit. And perhaps some other factors. So we have about 5 seconds left at the time that you'll be hearing me speaking to put some points into this. We've got a couple of people saying it's true. We've got 2,000 points on lie. Now, I can tell you that I'm not proud of this, but it is true. When I was around 14, I was banned from detention for throwing a book at the teacher who was holding detention. Not proud of it at all. Not proud of it at all. Don't do it. Don't do that kind of thing if you're of the age where you might still be in school. But yeah, James is shocked. James is absolutely astonished. Yep, I was not in the best of moods. I didn't think I'd served the detention. And yeah, so some points go to Bovinoid and Hoovian Girly, who believe that this is something that I would have done. Yeah. Again, I'm not proud of it. It's not something that I think was reasonable behaviour. But it's something that I did, unfortunately. Welcome back from the ads. If you were stuck in the ads, thank you for sticking around through them. It does help the channel and it keeps pre-rolls off the entire stream. Welcome back from your lurk, Soul. I'm just going to go back quickly for a moment because I think I saw... Did we see Himmelskorper be referenced in one of these? Maybe we didn't. Maybe we didn't. Okay, let's just go on with this one. The curtains have been drawn. Renate lies on top of the bed, a trace of a smirk on her lips. Lorenzo looks gravely serious on the side of the bed. Are you ready for your miracle, Baronin? Yes. Lorenzo spills a single drop of vermilion tears into Renate's left eye. She blinks, and Lorenzo drops another tear into the right eye. It may be a few days before it takes effect. We're doing good, Sol. How are you doing? How was watching my house? Was it good? Renate's eyes start to boil and she screams in unfiltered agony. Lorenzo backs away in horror. Lorenzo holds his hands over his ears to protect himself against her looping, deafening screams. Everything turns black. Moving just presses the truth or lie button at random. Sometimes she wins and sometimes she loses. You don't even want to commit to a decision. You just want to gamble. It's true gambling. Just literally flipping a coin. I commend it. It was a pretty good episode, says Solifis of House for the Dragon. Good. It's just eye drops. It's just eye drops. It's just eye drops. Then quiet. Lorenzo stirs to life on the floor. He sees Renate lying lifeless on the bed. Lorenzo checks her pulse in a hurry. She's still alive. Apparently, he has at some point put a bandage around her head. 2 red dots mark the eyes, giving Renate a disturbing appearance. Baronin, can you hear me? I can hear you, magician. They tell me you were not invited. Invited where? To the cavern. I followed the echoes of my screams. They were waiting for me. Who was waiting for you? Our ancient sisters and brothers in the Far East. They're sharing the secret with me, but they won't share it with you. The cavemen think you are an obsequious ignoramus who balters through existence. Sol says he has grown a little tired of the premise. Might be the age, or that he's just moved on to other interests, the premise of House for the Dragon. And so Sol also just assumes that I'm always saying the truth, and will hold it against me when I tell a lie, even in a bit, in the truth or lie bit. Baronin, you must rest now. It's a labyrinth. They drew it on the wall. Go and see by the window. They say I should defenestrate you, but we have an agreement. Kizzy's had a snack and is going back in. Have fun with the rest of the stream. Have fun with the rest of the show, Kizzy. Thanks for dropping in. Lorenzo slowly trudges against the window. Moonlight shines on his weather-bitten face. He looks out of the window. A giant garden labyrinth has appeared in the park. Do you see it, magician? Yes. Do you see me in the labyrinth? Lorenzo squints. It's very dark. Yes, I see you. Do you see you? What do you mean? Can you see yourself in the labyrinth? Of course not. I am not there. Neither am I. Lorenzo turns around and bumps into Renate. The red dots on the bandage have grown substantially, looking like giant red bug eyes. She puts her hand on Lorenzo's face. The room turns red. Interior garden labyrinth, night. Lorenzo gasps in disorientation. He is now somewhere in the labyrinth. Lorenzo quivers from fear. Renate smiles at him. Her bandage is gone, and a pair of lovely hazel eyes look at Lorenzo with affection. This is the place from my childhood. I am over there. Renate points behind Lorenzo. He turns his head to look. A girl wearing an owl mask watches him from behind. She runs and disappears behind a corner. Renate takes Lorenzo's hand. Come. Together they run in the labyrinth. Renate seems to know her way, while Lorenzo is trying to make sense of the strange space. A red hue suddenly appears on their faces. It's the most beautiful thing they have ever seen. They smile with tears running down their cheeks. The light grows stronger and the cosmos plays music, just for them. Manor Library Day. Renate's hand moves frantically across the canvas. Lorenzo sits in an armchair by the window with his top hat on his knee, posing for a portrait. There is movement inside his top hat. I think it may have been a maze, not a labyrinth. Aren't they interchangeable? A labyrinth prolongs the path, while a maze is for getting lost, and we are lost. It's a big house. It can sometimes be disorientating. Oh, we have seen it. I think the price of admission might be an eye and a leg. Lorenzo leans forward and his hat falls on the floor. A red owl flutters out of the hat in front of Lorenzo. He stares at it in surprise. That's a very clever trick. The owl perches on the top of a bookshelf, half chants, as if reading. And when the third eye blinked, the red beast laid an egg within. The third eye closed, and their bastard offspring was born thousands of years later. Renate studies her canvas and is a bit confused. A realistic portrait of a man in a dark suit, but where his head is supposed to be, there's a red glowing maze. Renate notices 2 tickets in his hand. She takes them and stares at them. Teatro Rosso. I'm hoping there's going to be some information we can use in here, as interesting as this is as well, and as it's giving some lore and background. Interior theatre, night. An excited, faceless valet points at the red curtain. Lorenzo and Renate look at each other and then step through it. Rows and rows of seats. It's much too large to be inside the manor. Lorenzo stares in disbelief at the giant theatre. It seems empty, but the murmuring from the crowd is deafening. Gaslight illuminates the stage. Someone clears his throat behind them, and a featureless usher points toward the first rows. Renate and Lorenzo silently descend the stairs toward their seats. A fanfare, the lights dim. A man dressed as Lorenzo and wearing a Lorenzo mask rides a prop horse onto the stage. What is this? Lorenzo knocks on a door mid-stage, and an actress wearing a mask resembling Renate opens the door. Applause. The light intensifies on stage and blinds Lorenzo and Renate. On the stage, a comet hanging from wires passes. Renate and Lorenzo avert their eyes, then the comet is gone. The stage is empty. A lone, hesitant clap from somewhere further back. The actress playing Renate walks on stage. She holds her hands in front of her, blood flowing from her eyes. Please, hold me. The actor playing Lorenzo steps on stage purposefully. Lorenzo and Renate watch their theatre alter egos on stage in grim silence. Their hands join. Lorenzo drags a stylized prop window onto the stage. Renate wanders, sobbing blood. Lorenzo tries to place the window in front of Renate, making her fall out. The crowd howls with laughter as Lorenzo gets more frustrated every time Renate misses the window. Please hold me. Please hold me. Finally, Lorenzo has enough. He grabs Renate and shoves her with full force through the glass window from the stage. Renate lands with a thud and a crack. Theatre blood squirts into Lorenzo's face. Lorenzo forms a fist and rises. Enough! Lorenzo, the fake Lorenzo, watches him silently. The whole theatre boo. Let's go. But Renate is gone from her seat. In fact, she is nowhere to be found. Lorenzo looks around in panic, but it's like she vanished into thin air. The actress playing Renate comes back to life and is elevated by strings into the air. She bows and receives applause. The actress turns her head to Lorenzo and she takes off the Renate mask. Beneath it is a featureless face. To be gifted is to be infested. Ideas are tiny red eggs in your brain. To the microscope, they still look the same. The good and the bad. Oh, but look at the time. Lorenzo slowly walks off stage, his footsteps echoing through the empty theatre. He moves towards the real Lorenzo, who turns to run, but his doppelganger catches up with him. The doppelganger removes the mask, and behind it, Maze Man, his head buzzing in an electrical manner. She is waiting for you. Here is an idea. Follow my daughter. The Maze Man puts his hand over Lorenzo's eyes. Interior Organ Waldberg Manor corridor. Day. A disoriented Lorenzo finds himself in the hotel corridor. A phone rings somewhere. Further down the hall, he sees the owl girl. Where is she? The girl flaps her arms and hoots. Welcome in, Banana. Thank you very much for the 5-stream streak. Enjoy your lurk. Can we get a shout out for Banana as well? But hold on. Thank you very much for your 5-stream streak. Thank you for that. And for the lurk. And if we can have a shout out there for Banana as well. For Bananakin. That would be good. Enough games. Enough games, but we're playing with this, the whole point of this channel. The owl girl disappears down a corner and Lorenzo stomps after. The owl girl waits for him at the end of the next corridor. Suddenly a black Labrador runs up to him and barks. Lorenzo looks at the dog with surprise. His tag reads Rudy. Rudy lies down and plays dead on the rug. As he does, Rudy changes from black to white. Finally, the dog cramps and then contorts into a cat. A payphone rings on the wall. Lorenzo lifts the receiver. Why are you answering the phone? Lorenzo remains silent. There are no phones in 1847, you cretin. Hang up the phone. Go and chase the owl girl, just like the script says. Lorenzo hangs up. He sees the owl girl with a limp cat in her hand. Lorenzo runs after her. Corridor after corridor, Lorenzo runs fast, with determination. But the owl girl is always around yet another corner. He never catches up with her. Lorenzo turns a corner. There is no owl girl, but a mirror. Lorenzo sees himself briefly, and behind him stands a man in sunglasses and a dark suit. Lorenzo regards the man in the mirror, but the mirror changes, and Renate appears, levitating like a ghost. Stylish sunglasses obscure her eyes, and she says with a man's voice, I am waiting for you upstairs. I looked serious, so you might want to go check. Renate vanishes from the mirror. Lorenzo is left with the image of himself. He looks weary. He turns and goes. His footsteps echo through the empty hotel, crossed out with red. Manor. So hotel. No, not a hotel. A manor. Interior Organ-Waldberg Manor, staircase, second floor corridor, night. At the end of the dark hallway, Lorenzo sees a dark shape. Lorenzo very slowly approaches it. It's Renate, with her back turned against him. Lorenzo stops, a long silence, and Renate speaks with a man's voice. You keep sending the wrong goose to the butcher. Baronin? Baronin. I think the Baronin would perhaps here talk about her ascension. She can say something to the effect of, I have no good news for you. We are not artists. We are not even art. When it comes down to it, we are all just paint. Aren't you happy with this news, magician? She switches voice again. And he would say, Lorenzo keeps his silence in defiance. Why is this so hard for you? Why do you think of these things? This is unimportant. There are symbolic values in mirror images, yes, but why is this so hard for you? Why do you think of these things? No, that's German again. Why is this so hard for you? Why do you think of these things? This is unimportant. There are symbolic values and mirror images, yes, but none of this matters, Signorina. Have you read my manifesto? You would have known it was never meant for viewing. Lorenzo looks confused for a moment. Please, Baronin, let's leave this place. Every maze has a solution. Renard sighs heavily, and then continues in a man's voice. You really understand nothing at all. But if you understood, you would never have played your part. Time for entertainment. Here is her last performance. Renate turns slowly around. Her face is hidden by shadows. Lorenzo takes a step forward. Her eyes are empty craters. Red paint runs down from her cheeks. Hold me. Please hold me. Lorenzo backs away. Please hold me. Please hold me. Lorenzo backs further, Renate's arms flailing, searching for him like tentacles, paint dripping everywhere she goes. Please hold me. Lorenzo's eyes widen with fear as she comes closer. Her touch disgusts him. Suddenly Renate increases her pace and she touches his face. Please hold me. Lorenzo instinctively pushes Renate with full force. Smiling, she falls towards the large window. The Baronin crashes through it and down to the ground below. Lorenzo stares at the window in shock. He steps towards the window. Rain patters against his face. On the gravel path below lies a mangled corpse. Interesting. It does kind of have some parallels with what's been going on here. I just want to make sure that I've actually read them all. It'll say memory added in the bottom if you pick up a new thing. I think we've read them all. Not sure about the information it's given though in terms of if it's going to help solve anything. But we want to go and call, because this is supposed to be the room of the man who's running the hotel. And inside it we've found a corpse. So we want to go and call the man. Who should be in room 1963, so we should dial 1963 to call him. Let's find out. 1, 9, 6, and 3. Pronto. Signorina, dimmi, what did you find? There was a skeleton in your room. I was not in there? No. What a delicious mystery you are cooking for us, Signorina. I think we must try to think about this mystery in a less worldly way. This is how the snake caught the golden egg, after all. Now, if I am not in the space 1963, perhaps I am in the time 1963. You are getting closer to the truth, Signorina. Was there anything else? Oh, brilliant, Signorina. I knew you'd believe in magic too. Are you the magician? Haha, Interesting thought, Bella. I guess you could say that he is. But isn't he more like you than me? Or was there anything else? No news. Okay. Right, we should be able to open, I believe, the last two puzzle boxes in here. Which is going to be easier. This one's going to be the easier one to open, I think. So I'm assuming it's this end is the left as we were looking at the paint portraits in the room. So that's the 9. So the 1 is, hold on, we want this to be 1973. 9, 6, 5, 2, 7, 1, 9, 7, 3. There we go. Indeed, her own body of work had been entangled with the tragedy. She completely disappeared from the world of art, and many believed she had passed away, but in 1973 she briefly resurfaced and worked on the project Video. So what we're looking for in these bits of paper are the names of people, the names of projects, the names of places, events, bands, things she liked. So here we have Video as something that she Yuna's project. That is one of the specific things that we might be looking for. Video. It was a malfunctioned project combining sculptures, cameras, and interaction between objects and the audience, he recollected in an interview with Art Filter. The result was stunning, but I could sense there was something wrong. She never came to the opening of the show. In fact, I never saw her again. Now this one, I'm not entirely sure from what we were looking at in the 1982 room, but I think the numbers in order that they were showing started from here. So it's 3, 5, 8, 4, 1, 2, etc. as we went round. So we want 1982 here, so we want 1, and then 9 should be that one, and then 8 is that one, and 2 is that one. Yes. Delphine Pitoeff, a member of the cult avant-garde Futurists. Futurists is possibly the answer we want here. Futurists, so I'll have to type it in to make sure I've spelled it correctly. Is one of the many who had joined the Third Eye, and like many, Pitoeff left in the big exodus after the infamous pilgrimage to Sulawesi in 1982. She seemed too sharp to believe in the stuff the rest of us had fallen for. She acted as if she searched for buried treasure, but she had something hopeless in her eyes. Those eyes. How far did they see? Right, so now we go back up to room 2014. And we're going to say to the lady in there, whoops. We're going to say whoops. No, we're going to say Video and Futurists. I'm going to save the game. We're going to say Video. This is fine and normal. There's nothing weird or creepy about this at all. Did it kill the radio star? It's a good question. There's no evidence directly linking Video to the murder, but I strongly suspect it did. And we're going to say futurists. Video killed the radio star. Future Easts. Now she's been giving us things that are going to go into I think is that everything? It's not everything. I think that's, oh no, help the old woman see. That's been crossed off. So apparently the truth is near. Okay. Cool. Not weird. Alright, I've got...
Vivian Gurley wants Seth to hydrate with water.
Thank you, Vivian. We're going to do a hydrate with water. Delicious, healthy water. Strangely made its own way out of an eye socket of a skeleton in room 1963, a stone-like object with an unnatural cerise glow. It feels magnetic, yet numb and electrical. It gives off a constant low-frequency noise which causes it to vibrate slightly. Judging from the stone's strange characteristics, it's likely created from spectral information, making it an illusion object. Objects like these exist between realities and are particularly interesting if they are objects related to human body parts. This can mean that they are directly related to the human soul or dreams. Eye-related illusion objects usually come in pairs, and if inserted into sockets in parallel dimensions or dreams, they can reveal new and significant knowledge to the owner. What do we still need to do? There's a female mannequin. There are 3 graves by the mausoleum. There's a male mannequin. Can't remember where they were. Need to get to the centre for the quiz club. Find the centre of the maze. This bug report stuff, I'm not sure about how to do that. Log into the supercomputer. Find video cassettes. Unlock the journal. There's still the astronomical clock to solve. Let's go and have a look at this. Which means to come out here, straight across there, down into here. Too far. Okay, because this is a little bust that might have, yeah, I was worried you would set a trap for me. It was completely safe to take the object. Okay, oh, okay, no, we've already done that. There was an object there that we took instead. Where are these mannequins? I don't remember. There is still this room over here. I'm not sure what we're supposed to be doing with. That's Renat. That's Renzo. That's Lorelei, and that's Lorenzo. I'm not sure what we do here though. We do have, if we're looking for bug reports, we do have the software errors here. Error message 1, error message 3, and there's a whole bunch of them. I'm really not sure what to do with those. Let's go down to the basement. And we're going to have a look at the supercomputer. I think we've got information for that now. So we're not in the basement. Is it in the basement? Sort of. It's in a little bit to the side of the basement. Where am I going? Down here. I've run out of coffee. Let's have some more. Have I pressed the alarm button on the elevator? Doesn't do anything. For a second glitch thought I meant real coffee, no in-game coffee. Okay, we're going to come down here. Save the game. Right. It's always time for coffee, says Glitch. I don't drink coffee myself. Okay. To log into this, we need... What do we need? We need the information that we've just been given. We need... Right, we need the magic posters, because these are letters. These icons represent letters, which is... Where have I put that in my terrible notes? Where have I put it? That these all represent each of these is a rune for a letter. I can renote it. Because I can just remember where I had the information. So we can just do it. We can just write it down again. We go to messages from the past.
Enceladus wants creepers to scare the shit out of everyone.
Creeps is ready to do a jump scare. You'll get it when he deems. Okay, so hat with cards is O. Crystal sphere is I. Miracle tears is E. Chained is L. Rose is R. And so then if we come back to these, so that's all referring to these magic posters, because he's made of paper and he's doing things. The hat with cards, for example, that is O. So this symbol, and we want to make Lorelei. It's a sign-in name, and we've got the letters to make it. So O is that. I is that. E is this kind of weird double 4. L is whatever this is, like a mirrored H and a mirrored 4 connected to each other. And that's the L here as well. And R is that. So that gives us the login here. But the password and the memory sequence, we can do the login, Lorelei, L O there R there E that one, then L again was that one, E again was that one, and I was that one. That's correct. So now we get another board with these symbols on it, which is the password, which we haven't been able to do. And then we're selecting, I'm not entirely sure what we're selecting here. So is it these symbols? Were these appearing on the... I think these were appearing on the password option though. Maybe I should write these down. Fortune tells prophecy. No, that's something else. Maybe I should note these down. So we've got that. Just 4 different types of X. So draw those out. I'm trying to remember if I've seen these elsewhere in the game. So that's 1932. 1938 is this combination. (1948) some squares. Still a few things left in this that I feel like are important to do. What year is this? 1953 is 4 columns with lines at different heights. (1957) is some angles. Which I have no idea where I would put these in. But let's keep them noted. 1960. Looks like mirrored numbers a little bit. If you can see what I mean, this would be a 1, this would be a 9 if you sort of cover up that half, it's a 9. Cover up that half there, it's a 6. Cover up that half there, it's a 3, which is 1963. So maybe that's what this is. Maybe these are puzzles to make some other numbers out of them, because that would be 1963. 1962 memory. Just some different sizes of cuboid. Well, not cuboid, because they're flat. Not sure what that would represent. 1973 was that? Some grids. 3 by 3. There's a 3 by 2. I don't think any of these combinations show up on the keyboard when we try and enter in a password. So I don't think this is related to that actually. I had been thinking it was, but now I'm not so sure. And this was 1982. Which kind of looks like this could be numbers as well. Maybe. Sort of. So the one that's most obvious is that is definitely 1963. If you cover up sort of left half of each shape, you see 1963. What would this one be? The number of lines? But what if they're all trying to make years, then one, so the number of lines going across the middle, so that would be 1014, 1014. No, I don't think that doesn't feel right. It could be 2014. It's the number of triangles. It's 2014, it's the number of triangles. There's 2 triangles in that first shape, there's 0 triangles in the second shape. There's 1 triangle in the third shape, and there's 4 triangles in the final shape. It's 2014. Okay. Right, we're making numbers out of these. We're making years. Are we making years that have all been referenced elsewhere in the game, such as 1963 and 2014? Are we making numbers? Are we making the numbers of the rooms? Because there's a 2014 room, there's a 1963 room. So do each of these make... Oh, Glitch just had a visit from a pigeon. That's nice. Was it friendly? Or did it just sort of fly by, say hi, and drop out? The incident with the pigeon. So do we want to make 1960 out of one of these? Do we want to make 1973 out of one of them? If we're assuming that these are all years, and they're all starting with 1, then we can kind of see, like from this one, the pigeon stared directly at Glitch, sat down for a moment, and then flew away. Just wanted to say hi. Maybe we can say that the number of intersections, the number of, is it intersections? Number of points where the lines cross each other is, there is your Creepers jump scare. Enceladus, thank you very much for redeeming that. I hope everyone enjoyed it and is now sufficiently awake and paying attention. So if we say, if we're assuming that these are all years starting with 1, this is 1, and there is one intersection of the lines here. So that'll make this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that would be 19. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1961. It could be 1963 because that's where they cross, and we're looking at where they cross and not where they connect. Or it's 1966. I'm going to say 1963 because that's been cropping up a lot. But we'll say maybe 6. So that's 1963. Okay, so again, if we are saying these are all years, which most of which are beginning with 1, 2014 is the only year that's been in the game that hasn't begun with a 1. Is this... It's not a number of squares, because unless you count the gap in the first one as a square, but then that would make it 19. I suppose I'm saying 3 or 7. Oh, for that last one. Oh, that's right, because the middle one hits it twice. That's true. It crosses the middle and hits both the top one. Thank you, Bovinoid. Okay. Oops. 1967. So the top one. We know that the first number is 1. Because if these are all years, the first number must be 1. Based on the way the game has, the years that the sort of years that the game has presented. But what is it? Number of squares and the gap is considered a square. I'll come back to this one. Now this kind of does away with my idea that this could be 3014. If you think that the sort of bottom half is being rotated around. That then does away with my idea that it's all years in the 1900s, but that could be 3014. If you think that what you're doing is you're taking the bottom half and sort of rotating it back towards here, so that becomes the bottom half for 3, that rotates back and creates a 0. That rotates back and creates a 1. That rotates back and becomes the line of a 4. Has 3014 been mentioned? I know a date further in the future has been mentioned somewhere in the game. So maybe it is. Then that does then throw this one into question of whether that's 1 at the beginning. 1953, I'm not sure what this one's getting at. $1957. Again, I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head what this one's trying to represent. $1960 we've done. $1962. Are we saying if this is 1, how many times this could fit into these, which would make this 1963 as well? I feel, because that could go 9 times into there, 6 times into there, and 3 times into there. It can't both be 1963 though, surely. Actually, that would make 3 of them potentially 1963. So maybe it is. Maybe. Just put a big question mark next to all the 1963s. And then the 1982 one. Is this the number of lines? Which would make it 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 1840. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1847, which has been referenced in the game. This could be 1847. I'm a bit, with 3 of them potentially being 1963, like all 3 of these. I mean, that could be 1967, but then both of these being 1963. That one is very obviously 1963 to me. Just cover up the left half of each symbol. But I have not got a clue about these 2. This one. I'm open to ideas, not solutions. If you know the answer, then let us both be frustrated. But if you just have ideas, then I'm happy to hear them. Do we have anything here that is that might help us? Strobogrammatics, no. That. No. That's not helping us here. Though we haven't used these, surely there'll be somewhere that we... Oh no, wait. Have we used that? Maybe. Their ad's coming up in just over 2 minutes. I'm not sure. I think we're definitely right on a couple of them. We're definitely right, I think, on that one being 2014. It's the number of triangles in each position, in each shape. Number of clearly defined triangles. I think we're definitely right on that one. don't know about... I think we're right on that being either 63 or 67, 1963 or 1967. Not sure on that. Because they can't, would there be multiples that are the same year? Okay, wait a minute. This one could be 2014 again, rather than 3014, if you don't rotate the bottom half, but shift the bottom section over. That makes 2014. Rather than 3014, but again, that means there are multiple of, that would just then mean there are multiple of the same answer. But if you see what I mean, if you take this whole line and thing here, rather than just rotating it so that line sticks out, if you take this whole section and you put that line coming down here and that line coming across from it, that's a 2, and then you just do the same with these. It's kind of the same as rotating it. You just shift it over to make the 0, the 1 and the 4. So I think that might actually be 2014. Right, the ads are about to start, so let's go and do another truth or lie. So, for those of you who are not subject to the ads, for whatever reason, you may or may not be subject to them, whether that's a sub, they just might just not run for you, which is nice. Congratulations if you get that. Or if it's because you've got Turbo or Nitro, can't remember. I can never remember which one's Discord and which one's Twitch. Right, so we're going to give a truth or a lie for you. So, what can I say that may or may not be true about me? I cannot eat anything with a spork. Do we know what a spork is? It's that weird hybrid spoon fork. If I'm given a spork, I just can't do it. I can't use it. It's not an inability, it's an aversion. I have a complete aversion to using sporks to eat. They're just weird. Is this true or is it a lie? And so this is never tried. What is it I find off-putting about sporks? They're an ungodly hybrid, right? They're just this. They're a horrific, ungodly hybrid of two different utensils. Just give me a fork. Give me a fork for spearing things, or a spoon. Just give me both. Give me a fork and a spoon. Don't give me a spork and expect me to use it for. It's not fit for either purpose. Hooving Girly has a pink spork. Ugh. Why? Why would you have a pink? Why would you have a spork? Why would you have a spork? They're just so... You've got forks and you've got spoons, Hooving Girly, right? You've got forks and spoons. Why have you got a spork? You've got a fork for forking and a spoon for spooning. That's... They're an abomination, I tell you. Sporks. You have around 20 seconds remaining if you haven't put your channel points in. Mr. James Ether. Spooning, forking and spooning. So that's right, Mr. James Ether. Forking and spooning. Hooving Girly keeps her pink spork in her bag because you never know when you might need to sort of clumsily not really be able to fork something or clumsily not really be able to spoon something. Time is up. We have... It's an even split in the number of people, but not an even split in the number of points that have been put in. I can tell you that it's absolutely a lie. I've got no problem whatsoever with sporks. I have no problem with sporks whatsoever. They're absolutely fine. I mean, I'd probably prefer to use a fork or a spoon, but I don't hate sporks, and I will use them. I think I used one yesterday, in fact. Oh, Hooving Girlie and James, I convinced you. I convinced you that I hate sporks. Welcome back if you were stuck in the ads. Thank you very much for sticking around through them. It does help the channel. It keeps pre-rolls off of the stream. Right, back to this. So I think we've got some 2014s. I think we've got a few 2014s. And we've got a few 1963s. What if it is all 2014 or 1963? Apart from the bottom one that I think is 1847. Congratulations on the points, Bovinoid and Enceladus, I believe that was. So, could this be 1963? No. I don't see that being 1963. So I think this is 2014. I think it's not 3014, it's 2014 because you're moving the lower third across, or lower half across to complete the letter, the number. If this one was 1847, it's because of the number of lines, which I think is right. I do think that's 1847. I'm looking at this one. Is this, hold on, so is this telling me, is this an instruction? Are these instructions? Right? Rotate this line on this axis this way to make a 1, to make an 8, to make a 4. That's 1847. That's clever, I like that. That's 1847. Right, because what you're doing is where there's the... So this is the point of rotation, and this curved line is the direction of rotation, and distance, direction and distance of rotation, right? So if you rotate this around this line, around that point, along this path to that position, you get a 1. Here you rotate this chunk. Along there you get an 8. Rotate it those 90 degrees. You rotate this bit from that point up, you get a 4. And you rotate that bit down around there, you get a 7. I like that. It's a very smart little move. So that's 1847. So these are all 2014, 1847 and 1963? So this one, what would that be though? Is that 2014? I think that could be 2014 because of it's about how far up the column it is, right? So that's no distance up the column. Now that we know that these are all what they are, that is half as much up the column as that is, and that is twice as much up the column as that is. So if that was 2, that would be 1, and that would be 4, and that would be 0. I think that's 2014 as well. So that one's 2014. Okay. So the last one we need to figure out is this. So this is either going to be 2014, 1963, or 1847. If it's the number of squares, then it's 1963, and we don't need to work out the whole thing, and that's purely because this one here with the most squares on it has 9. But then I'd like to work out how this would be a 1, this would be a 6, and this would be a 3. So I don't know if that is it. I mean, you can say that there's a square in here. Like the sort of, you know, like an invisible square in the middle of there. Or is it? It's not that. It's not that, is it? It's that's a 1, and it's 4 1s. It's like you've got a couple of mirrors in the middle. That's a 1. That's an 8. If you just ignore the entire rest of the thing, like if I put the shark there, you can see that's an 8. And you can see that's a 4. And that's a 7. So it's 1847. But where do I put this information in? And now that I've worked that one out, I think I've seen that puzzle before. Because I played this because it was mentioned by Lou, who is in the wider community of buddy games and the Astral Realm. And I think this was the puzzle that he asked, a puzzle that he posted asking. This one was a puzzle that he posted in a gaming chat in Ash's Discord. Yeah, but it's 1847. That's quite clever as well. It's like the mirror thing, but it's like the mirror one for 1963, but like multiple mirrors. That's good. James remembers someone posting about this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Lou, because it was because of Lou talking about the game without spoilers. I think that's the closest thing to a spoiler, the only spoiler that he gave, and he very heavily spoiler marked it. I think it was Lou. I think it was Lou talking about this that put it on my radar. Okay. So we've got all of these. That is 1847. That is 2014. That's 2014. That's 2014. That's 1847 because we're rotating along the curves around the circles. That's 1963 because you cover up the left half of each icon. That's 1963 because if the small cube is 1, then the others are essentially that much bigger. You could put 9 of it in the second cube, 6 of it in the third cube, etc. If you drew that on grid paper, it would be where each square of the grid is the size of the first square. That would be 9, 6, and 3. For the other ones, that is 1963 because of where the lines intersect with each other, specifically where they cross, not where they meet. And that's 1847 because of the number of lines in each image, in each icon. Right, so those are worked out. Turns out they're nothing to do with this, so I'm not sure where to go with those. But we know them, we've got the answer. What else is there to do? I'll let him out of his imprisonment. Yes. With some kind of... And then the bug reports. I'm not sure on the bug reports. We've got to find some video cassettes. Have I found any video cassettes? Yes. Given by a man after freeing him from his chains, the label reads 82-minute magnetic KLB electronics cassette storing your memories. Magician Audition. Is messily written with a red marker pen on the label. KLB Electronics is mostly known for their early computer work, but was also an early producer of magnetic tapes for storing data. If the content of this cassette is what the label claims, it could be one of the few pieces of lost media from the Third Eye and would, as such, be in very high demand in the underground video collecting community. Where can I put a cassette tape in? Is there a cassette slot here? No. Is there a cassette slot? Where does this lead? Just out. To him. How do I let him out? There's a photo of a lady. It's Renate. Because that's the only other lady's name that we have. Basically. I think because it wasn't Lorelei, because Lorelei doesn't fit. But Renate does fit. There we go. He's out. You are as merciful as the bear eating salad, Bella. Grazie. Finally, we can start to wrap up this project. I have settled for the Madonna on this cassette. Obtained the artist video cassette. I will see you soon, Signorina. Okay, now I think I know where we can watch cassettes actually. Okay, find video cassettes is crossed off. I didn't realise bears were known for eating salad, said Mr. James Ether. I think that's what the point. He kind of makes up his own idioms, but I get it. It's like because bears don't eat salad, so if the bear eats the salad, it's being merciful by not eating whatever living being. Because it's so against its nature, it must be incredibly merciful to be doing it. I think is the idea. I don't think I want it to come all the way down here, but we'll deal with that. Because it's just, I know the route to room 2014 by going this way. We're going to watch some video cassettes. I think. In here. Yeah. There is no cassette inserted. Let's insert the Magician video cassette. He's just kind of looking around. And it did say memory recovered. Magician audition cassette. He's just looking twice over his left shoulder, once back over his right. James says, I have a mate who just does not get idioms in general. A mutual friend said, I'm going to see a man about a dog, which is a fairly common idiom. And his mate just replied, what dog are you getting? Yeah. There are people who just work too literally. Right, he's looking twice left and once right. Let me note that. Magician. 2L, 1R. His left. Ah, right, but his left. Twice and then. Okay. Eject the tape. She's looking twice right and then I assume once left? Yeah. No, twice left. Okay. Artist. Twice to her right and twice to her left. Wait. Hold on. Was that 3 times to her right, actually? 1. Oh! Hold on. There's more to it than this. 2. Then 2. Then 3 right. Another 2 left. And another 1 right. Just make sure 2 right, yep. 2 left. 3 right. 2 left. 1 right. Let's have a look at this one again. 2 right, 2 left. 1 right. And then another 2 left. Another 1 right. 3 left. 1 right. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, end. Okay. Got it. Now what do I do with that? I can't remember where these mannequins were. I just need to get to the centre of the maze, which is yes, over there. So we've got 2 mazes. We've got the mirror maze, that's an indoor thing, and then we've got this maze here. That I shattered. And unfortunately we kind of want to find the middle of. But it matches the mirror maze, the shape of it. I'm trying to remember where I am in it now. Right, there's the middle. How do I get to... Oh man, this is tricky. I want to get to that line there, which is that one there. How do we do that? Not down the... Well, maybe I do want to go down there. Because what's over there? How do I get to it? No, I can't get there. So that's probably what I can reach from the middle of the maze. That's taking me out there. I want to get... Even though I can't find the dog. Oh no. How would I get there? I want to get to that bit. is a little disorienting. That just brings me up there. Do I need to get down here? There we go. Possibly. Right. There's a lady there. I think she'll send me out. Right, well, this wants 3-digit numbers. Yeah, 3-digit numbers. All, oh god, it can be letters as well. Numbers 1 to 9 and then A, B, C, D, E, F. Numbers 0 to 9 and then A, B, C, D, E, F. That is... Wait, that's the software errors. DA2. Hang on. So that's DA2. Don't know what the second one is though. Because we have the third software error. Oh wait, maybe not. Because that's forest 3, hallway 3. There's still space for the forest and hallway, and then there's a whole other. So maybe not. The symbols have a point, right? Omega, sigma, and something. Where's the Greek letters guide? Gamma. Gamma, omega, and sigma. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I believe if we talk to this lady, she'll let us out, and then when we go to the window again, we'll be put in the same place. Let's just double check that. Yes. Good. Okay, what else do we need to do? Right, we can go and explore... We can pay to explore the Magician's Forest. Not sure about that, but we'll go and do it. Something that we haven't done yet, so... At all. And we can pet Rudy on the way. Hi, Rudy. Good boy. Yeah. Let's go. Come on. So we want to go in here. No, I think it was $10 a time to go into the $10, the disappearing woman. Oh, it's not necessarily a forest, but it's somewhere. It's going to take me somewhere. Your support keeps the arts alive, sister. Now please, brace yourself. It is a forest. And there's the little owl girl. You have travelled far to get here. Come closer, and I will tell you how this all started. This is the tragic story we call the The legend of creation. Thousands of years ago, the third eye shone over the islands in the far east, but one night it fell from the sky. A human found it, and when she held it, she saw the magic of this world. She had a vision, so she painted a creature in red ochre on a cave wall. At night, the crimson beast awoke. It spread chaos and death and devoured the human and her people. The story of the red creature became legend, but the third eye lived on, and appears in the most unlikely of places to this day. Memory recovered. Goodbye. Thank you for the... Do you wish to see the trick once more? It is free of charge. No, I want to take that dollar out of your hand. Because I don't have many dollars left, and I want to get all the... I want to get the plat, which means I need to buy all the video games, which costs money. Welcome to the sideshow, sister, for a measly 10 American dollars. Okay, we'll see where this one sends us. This doesn't seem sus at all, says Mr. James Ether. It's the little girl again. Your journey has been long to reach these lost woods. Come closer and I will tell you one of the legends we speak of in this forest. It's going to be about Deochen, the ghost that is known in Phasmophobia as Diogen, which is from the forest that this game seems to be setting. This is the tragedy of the tale of the Baroness and the treasure hunter. This was on the scripts that we were finding. The ones that we found in the room with the skeleton. Long ago there was a noble human born in a palace. Hidden in her palace was a long-lost treasure with a will of its own. Paint the world in red, it whispered to her in her dreams. Driven by the influence of the treasure, she painted the treasure hunter who appeared in her palace as if real. Together they set out to find the treasure, known as the Third Eye. When they found it, all magic and wonders of the world appeared before them, but with the vision came great misfortune. The artist said, "Who needs eyes when there is nothing left to see?" Weird conclusion. She cut out her eyes and blindly fell to her demise, not as a human, baroness, nor artist. Instead, she had become art. She had turned into red paint from an old rusty bucket. Her whole world faded away, as did the treasure hunter, but the third eye was once again prepared to trade hands. Bye-bye. There's two more of these. I don't have enough money to do all of them. There's $1 floating around there though. Do we think that I can just come in and out of here grabbing dollars until I've got enough? There it is again. No, come back. Money. Please, money. James is like, what? What's going on? So there's another one. Now I only have $4. You have travelled far to find this forest. Come closer and I will tell you something you may have already guessed. Then why have I paid $10 to be told it? This is the tragic story we call The Quest of Man. The legends tell of a human who sought magic. He travelled to a dilapidated palace in the west to find it. Somewhere on those grounds he found the third eye, and when he held it he saw the magic of this world. This encounter by holy and profane gave him a vision of his magnum opus. I read that a little too fast, didn't I? Filled by the spirit of the third eye, he saw a whole universe. Everything appeared before him through magic. I'll tell you the rest in a minute, we just need to wait for it to scroll up. Hold on a second, it's fine. Just get a drink, put your feet up. Alas, magic likewise gained him mastery of a woeful truth. He found that art is only as good as its spectators. I get that. You can paint something really intricate, and if the person looking at it doesn't get it, they don't get it. In a feeble protest against mammon and the mediocrity of man, he cut out his eyes. Are you sensing a theme here? Everyone just cuts out their eyes. Are you going to cut out your eyes? Please, it would make me happy. The third eye, once again, became a lost treasure, and the man faded away. Just like this text is doing now. Right, now I don't have enough dollars to do the next one, but there's $1 floating there. Grab it, grab it, grab it, grab it. Maybe more dollars are going to come floating past and we can just stand here and get all the money. Or maybe not. Maybe if I come in and out it'll happen. I'll do that off stream. I'll see if how much money I can collect by just going in and out of here. James quite likes his eyes and doesn't feel like plucking them out. That's fair. No! Didn't mean to do that. It's just the same button for everything, every action, every enter the menu. This is a good chance to test if that $1 comes floating past again. Doesn't look like it does. Well, I swear I grabbed it before. Oh no, I grabbed one floating the other direction. Okay, so that did recover some memories, which I'm assuming is going to be in visions. No. Stories. Okay, it's just this. Yeah. Okay, it's just going to play it again. Play it again, Sam. Still confused about the answers to these last couple of questions in the mirror maze. And also, we need to know second and last, the youngest to pass, third and fourth. So we need to know the names of the people here. What's it wanting me to place? Oh! Can I put the right eye there? No. 1847. What year was this? 1963. Let's put the right eye there. No. Not sure what the gap there is for me to put there. This is to do with... So the names of these people are going to give us the... I think maybe the initials of them will give us something here. Second and last to make a 6-letter word. But what do we then do with that? That's the question. Could use the phone and ask the man for advice. He might tell me where to go next, like what the next... I don't want to be given answers to puzzles though, I just want to be... I don't mind being told where I need to go next, what thing I need to do next. I don't want to be told the answer to it. I like to work it out. Good boy, Rudy. So we'll go use the phone and see if he'll tell us where we should go. $1963. Pronto. Great to hear your voice, Signorina. Have you found anything new in the house? The hammer has no directions for the anvil. Oh, so he just won't. He just won't give me. No advice. Okay, cool. Arrivederci. Thanks. Well, maybe that is advice. The hammer has no directions for the anvil. Still want to try and work out... There's two things that I feel like I should be able to do, but I'm not sure what information to use. One of them is this. So these are signs of the zodiac, and they've got some arrows on them. And they've got some dates, right? Or some Roman numerals that make dates. So this is... 1... This is 17. M is 1,000. D is 500. And then 2 C's is another 200. So that's 1798. X before C is 98. That's 1798. That's 1807. 1,500, another 300, 1807. 187. So if it's a year, that's 1807. MCM, so that's 1924. 1932. I need to work out where those connect to the zodiacs. I'm not... I don't think I found any information about that. Autopsy report. Nope. The other thing is... I've already looked at all those books. Oh wait, biographies. Did you look at these? The pages are torn out. Most of the book is covered in red paint, but a few pages and paragraphs are still legible. Yeah, we've read that. We read that on the first stream. Did we have a look around here? We didn't. There's $1. Books about language. Yeah, we got those. And we did those, yes. But up here... Oops. There's a book that clearly wants me to put 5 moon phases in it. I think it's 5. Yeah. Right? Boom, 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 boom. But what... Which ones? What's that on the side? It says MC. Can we see that if we look at it more here? No. I think it's going to say 1847 though. On the side there, because we do have the phase of the moon in 1847. M, D, C, 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 X, L, V, yeah, 1847. Because we have, not that, a book of the moon phases in 1847. But which ones do I do? Which ones do we put in? There are 5 to put in. Which ones? I don't see any kind of hint as to which ones I should put in. What if we go... How do I get around the other side of here again? Quickest way is probably elevator. Oh, what am I talking about? Don't even need to use the elevator, I can just walk around. Door. One of these books might be 1847, but I think we already looked at it. And it just had money in it, right? Or it opened a door, stuck in the shelf, yeah. I think pulling it opened the door over there. They're all stuck in the shelf. So, what moon phases am I meant to be doing? Cartomancy for beginners. Don't have anything to do with 1847 here. We've got a bunch of unretrieved stuff. Nothing here is about 1847. Ah. Well, that would give me 4 of them. January 6th, January 8th, January 9th, January 10th. No, it wouldn't. Because they're all going to be the same moon phase. Well, yeah, it's just 4 days in a row. Well, almost 4 days in a row. Let's go have a look. Don't think that's going to be it. Why am I going? It's in the book here. January 9th, 10th are different. But 6th, what if it's, or what if that's part of it? What if it's the same, it's the same one? But we've only got 4 and there are 5 there. 1847. January 6th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Which would be almost full. 2, half. That is a sudden jump in. Wait. January 10th to 16th would not. So we want that for 6th and 8th. Half for 9th. That for the 10th. And then what's the 5th one? If it is based off of those letters. Doesn't feel right. And there's not a space for another one to be here. Unless we extrapolate backwards for what December was. For what 13th of December was. But I don't think that's going to be it. It's going to be about 3 weeks difference. So it's possibly going to be a half. But let's see. That twice. And that. Then that, maybe that again. No. Not sure how to open that book. And that's basically what we've got left to do at the moment. Where were the mannequins? Where were the mannequins? It mentions mannequins on the list of things to do. Within this long corridor? They're not marked on the map. Let's go upstairs. Find the mannequins. Or not. Honestly, can't remember where they were. I can't tap on it to. Female mannequin and male mannequin. 3 gifts by the mausoleum, yep. Centre of the quiz club. Centre of the maze, and then the bug reports. Unlock the journal. Astronomical clock, yeah. Maybe they're in the attic, the mannequins. We've got that map of the maze already. Let's go up into the loft from the other side. Don't feel like I've properly explored the loft before. What about this window? Can we do anything to the window? No. There's a megaphone under there. We've used that typewriter. We've done what we needed to do from that. This is a bug report thing. This again. I forgot about this. Making... It's got E4. Do I need to try and make E4 out of these? Got A, M, M again maybe? 2, M2. Should probably write these down. Let's do this. M2. E4 is on the bottom. If we can snooze the ads, please, if anyone has any snoozes. A3 looks correct. Okay, so in 3. M2 was there. Not seeing anything from this angle. Anything significant. 2 Z1 is there. I think that's it. A3, E4, M2. Hoovinghelly's country Wi-Fi has given up on Twitch. Thanks for the stream. Hoovinghelly will be finishing in a moment anyway. Hopefully the Wi-Fi gods will be willing for you to be at the next one. I'm not sure what to do with that. Input case sensitive code. Is it E4? No, because there's no letters on here. That's bug report 3. We have a quick look around in the attic again. And then we will probably wrap things up. Okay, yeah, that's one of the rooms that we need to do for other things. And that was the revolver door, which had the male and female mannequin in it. Oh! Yes, right. These are the people in the videos. Right, so the man needs to go 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Okay. 2 to his left. 1 to his right. 2 to his left, 1 to his right, 3 to his left, 1 to his right. And he opens. Okay. Progress. It is wise to look inside a head. His head is mine and my head is yours. How else could a dead man write letters? Magic and money make miracles and the dead walk again. They want me to look crazy, but I can assure you I am not. I have to write this or they will hang us all for violating the aesthetic distance, or perhaps give us an award for the best Verfremdungseffekt of the year. I would like to thank Santa Lucia and Mammon for this award. It is a miracle, I know. You only came here for clues, but I have to play this part. So on the note of miracles, and here are this is the answer for the thing, for the zodiac thing. On the note of miracles, where was I? We must consider virgin births. We should all be entitled to them. We are all equal here. The crux of this tomato soup is sadly that we are all born under bad signs. So This has been noted. I don't need to write it down right now. Picked up the wrong controller. We're just going to do the lady here then and get the note from her head. And then we will wrap up the stream. So she was 2 to her right. Nope, that's left. Let's start again. 2 to her right, 2 left, 3 right, 2 left, 1 right. I tried looking inside her head for the answer just like you, but I cannot trust it. You're going to do a lady, says Mr. James Ether. I was quick as well. I cannot trust her. A mess cloudier than the ocean. Her journal is locked. We only know that she died 116 years ago. This is the 5... Right. I asked the moon for the answers, but it gave me several dates. Right, so these are the answers to the 2 things that I was just looking at, that I was saying are the things that I have left to do. We found them. Everyone says, do the lady here and then wrap up. Wrap up first, actually. Perhaps time is so broken here that they could all be correct. Something terrible must be happening. Right, so we can start the next stream of this by solving those 2 puzzles that I just looked at before I came up here. The book with the moon phases and the clock with the zodiac signs, because those are the answers to those. Fantastic. Confirm, we're going to save there. Do you know what? I'm just going to save in the top slot as well, just in case. And we will finish there. Thank you all very much for coming and hanging out while I walked around looking at puzzles in a creepy mansion. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves, had a great time. I'm going to snooze those ads myself because it's given me some snoozes. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to Mr. James Ether, Bovanoid, Enceladus, and Fuchsia Rosa, Sol, and Kizzy for being fantastic mods. I'm really blessed to have 6 of you, and that means that some of you can, as Kizzy has, be away for the day, and it not matter. I've still got a mod. It's really wonderful that I've got 6 mods. And thank you to, let's have a look at the activity feed. Banana for his 5 stream streak. Thank you to Bandit for the 55 stream streak. Thank you to Enceladus, Book Hobbit, Hooving Girly, Enceladus, and everyone who put points into the predictions for using your channel points. Thank you very much for being here. It means a lot to me that you'll want to keep coming back and watching me play games, and I really enjoy sharing the experiences with you. And I need to turn my light on. It's getting very dark in here, isn't it? But that's fine. Let's go and have a look at who we're going to raid. We're going to give a raid to... see from people we're following. It's been a... Let's go and drop a raid to Missy. It's been a little while since we've raided Missy, I think. Or... yeah, let's go and raid Missy. Missy, where's she gone? Missy is playing Mecha Chameleon with some of her friends, so we'll go in and say hi. It's an interesting game where you, it's one of the recent friendly games where you, it's a hide and seek, but you paint yourselves, you paint your characters and hide in plain sight, as it were. Right, so let's also, we've got the raid messages there. If you're subs, you can use the raid message with me as a police officer, otherwise you can use the raid message with the police officer emoji. Let me highlight that for myself and copy. And if you want to catch up on some of my VODs, it's pretty much a VOD archive at the moment because I do stream 5 times a week and I don't have much chance to also edit them, but I want to try and start doing a bit more editing on them. So those are there, and the specific playlist for this game if you've missed the previous episodes of this game. And that's it, really. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for coming in and hanging out. And we'll see you next time. Oh, wait, I haven't talked about what we're doing next. It's all down here. Mass Effect on Wednesday. There we go. I think we're about to raid before I go through all of that. But thank you all for being here, and see you next time. Bye.